Hey everybody, St. Paul back with Oliver Leiber. We're talking about AM Static, the covers record that we just got done with. And this is We Float by PJ Harvey.
Yeah.
What do I know from PJ Harvey?
A handsome man. Sorry. Let's start that again.
So Susanna actually came to the party with this song. She says, I think this would be a cool way for me to stretch out and bring, what can we do to bring the fDeluxe factor into this?
Right.
So I remember she came over, we went into Studio B, and we were just trying to get into the creative process, because if those of you who don't do this for a living, sometimes it takes a minute just to break down the walls, kind of hang out a little bit, feel each other out. Even though
find your way into the song. I mean, there's an infinite amount of ways to do something,
And it can be intimidating, like we said before. The whole covers record was an intimidating thing for me, and that's why having someone like you to produce it really gave it direction and stability, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, PJ Harvey, We Float. Talk a little bit about the song.
Well, Susanna, months earlier, had played me just a barrage of songs that she was thinking maybe she'd wanted to do, and this one stood out to me. It's just the emotional content of it was so undeniable, and the lyric is interesting, and it was kind of mysterious, and it was kind of sexy, and it was just like, it felt like Susanna.
Wait, here it comes.
Yeah. It really, I had an easy time imagining Susanna's voice on this, and just knowing, where she's at in her life and some of the stuff that's going on. I just knew that this was a good marriage for her.
And you did this vocal with her.
I did this vocals with her, and I got to tell you, because we're both going through things in our lives, with relationships ending and things like that, and she walked out of the booth, and we both literally just hugged each other.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're emotionally kind of shaken, moved. And I mean, what more can you ask for when you're doing music than that? I mean, you can't ask a singer to deliver any more than she did on this. I mean, she just delivered an honest, heartfelt vocal, and she broke her own heart, and she broke my heart in the process. That's the truth. I get choked up thinking about it.
I know. I mean, it was the job, the performance that you got out of her was incredible, and it's obvious on here. I mean, you listen to this, and it's heart-wrenching, man.
It's interesting how, as a producer, and sometimes, your job is just do nothing. Be invisible, stay out of the way. And sometimes, and hopefully you have the instincts to know when that moment is. And sometimes you just, one little thing, you can shift. And I remember there was a lyric at the end, and I said, why can't we sing, why can't we float?
Right.
Which, and I said it, and I felt something come up in me.
Yeah. And
she heard it, and she sang it, and her voice, you could hear it in her voice. And from that point forward, it shifted the emotion. We were both completely connected to it in our own personal emotional experiences, and it was just a matter of letting her go, And
I think musically it's supported as well with the treatment, which is with your guitar playing on this, and the emotional kind of wailing in the background, and the mysterioso portions of it, and then Mr. Leeds here following the piano. And I tried to be honest with it as well, and I remember doing the keyboard part with her in Studio B, and I don't think I did a second take on the Rhodes and/or the piano part. It was about what the immediacy of the emotion was at the moment. And I was setting a platform to have my older brother Ricky play the piano in the Rhodes part. And then she said, and you said, no, you're not touching that, you're done. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't play that Harvey stuff like Ricky again. And you were like, it doesn't matter. I feel your heart, and you brought the emotion that you brought into it. So,
well, that's how also, collaborations are good for that, because sometimes, we tend to second guess ourselves, or, want to make it perfect, or think someone else will do a better job. And it's great to have somebody that, outside, and you do this for me all the time. And, sometimes I get a chance to do it for you, where it's like, no, you nailed it. This is it. This is what all it needs to be, you know? Just, yeah.
You know, and those of you who don't know, I've known Ollie for 30 years.
Yeah.
You came to Minneapolis, you're in New Yorker.
Yeah.
Came to Minneapolis, we adopted you into the Peterson family.
Yeah.
And we've been buddies ever since. And this is the first chance since I did Rich Man on the St. Paul record that we've been able to work with each other.
Yeah.
It was fun. And that was We Float.
Yeah.
I think that thing turned out great, man. Don't you? Very scary. Very scary.
Wait for it.